Hello everyone, this is Samir Abu Surdane. I will be giving a reading class, Level 4, Unit 1. We all need a role model. First of all, let's take a look at the new vocabulary. And after that, we'll move to the reading section. Now, as you can see, we have to match the new terms with the right definition. Starting with the definitions, in A, it's acknowledged for, recognized or shown appreciation for something, which is in sentence 8, we all want to be acknowledged for our good deeds. B, resolve, which is a strong determination to do something, and it is in sentence 2, the best athletes have the resolve to keep trying. 3, inherently, C, inherently, being a basic part of something that cannot be removed, which is sentence 7, skydiving is an inherently dangerous sport. D, aspires to, and the definition, it's a phrasal verb to have a strong desire to do or become something. And it is sentence 6, the athlete is suffering with a long-term injury, but he still aspires to race at the Olympics. E, constraint, and the definition is limited by something or something, and the sentence, it's in 5, when you set goals, don't be constrained by your present situation. F, version, a form of something that is different from another form of the same thing, which is sentence 12, the first witness's version of the accident was quite different. And G, achievement, which is something that has been done successfully, especially through hard work or skill. And it is sentence 4, winning the competition was an incredible achievement for such a young player. And H, confronts, moving to the next page to see the definition, which is a verb to deal with a problem or difficult situation. I, embody, as you can see, it's an example already done, to represent an idea or quality. And J, inclined, which is wanting to do something. K, adversity, which is a difficult or unpleasant situation. And finally, L, pursue, to try to achieve something over a period of time. Now moving to take a brief glimpse at the reading section. We all need a role model. Now, we are going to talk briefly about this essay, about the article, and you can listen to the recording of the entire thing. Now, the definition of a role model. Now, we have many or multiple definitions of a role model, which is important in this essay. So, let's take a look at paragraph 2. Just what is a role model? First, let's recognize what is it not. It is not necessarily the smartest or strongest or most successful person you know. So, moving to paragraph 3, who can be a role model then? For most of us, our parents are our first role models. From when we were young children, they help us learn how to interact with other people, how to share, how to ask for what we need. They are inherently interested in us and want us to do well. Furthermore, our parents teach us how to be adults in our society. A mother demonstrates to her daughter how to be a daughter, a woman, a wife, and a mother after all. Looking at paragraph 6, then, what role models do? Now, besides showing us how to do different things, a good role model also inspires us to pursue our dreams and achievements. So, to pursue our dreams and achievements. A wise lawyer may inspire one person to study law, while a competent, compassionate physician may lead another person to the medical profession. So role models should empower others to become good parents, leaders, and members of society. When things go wrong, in paragraph 7, it is easy to be a role model when everything is going well, but it is perhaps more important to be a role model when things go wrong. A role model can show us how to handle adversity. For instance, we all make mistakes, but what do we do when we realize that we have made one? Do we try to hide it or pretend that it never happened? Are we inclined to look for someone to blame? Do we get angry? So what do we do? Here comes the role of a role model, which or who can show us how to deal with mistakes. A parent or teacher can help us repair any damage that was done or soothe any feelings that were hurt. Moving to paragraph 9, other situations that we might find ourselves in include dealing with stress, illness, or other misfortune. Confronting these predicaments or problems and overcoming them, defeating them, is made easier by the knowledge that people we admire and respect have faced similar conditions. Asking ourselves what they would do might help us be brave for a little while longer to figure out how to deal with life. So, to sum up, we need role models throughout our lives, and we only need to look around us to find someone who has experienced what we are going through, who has faced difficult decisions, or who has accomplished something we aspire to do. Now, let's move on to the exercises. First of all, exercise D on page 8. Answer these questions. So, question 1, what is the main idea of the essay, the entire essay? Write it in a complete sentence. The answer could vary from one student to another. A possible answer is, role models are important to everyone. Question 2, the main idea is found in two places. Where did you find the main idea? It's in the first paragraph and the last paragraph in the article. Moving on to exercise E. Read the sentences and number the main ideas in the order they are developed in the essay. As you can see, so the first main idea was C, a role model is a person with qualities that other people want to have. The second one, 2, is E, many different kinds of people are role models. The third main idea is D, role models inspire us to develop our talents and abilities. The fourth main idea is A, role models can show us how to deal with mistakes. And the fifth main idea is B, role models can show us how to deal with problems. Now answer these questions in exercise F. Moving on, question 1. Who are some of the people that can be role models? Now the examples mentioned in the article are parents, other family members, teachers, community leaders. Question 2, how can a lawyer or doctor serve as a role model? They can help us aspire to the same profession. 3, how can a lawyer or doctor how can a role model help us deal with mistakes? Now he or she can help us learn how to deal with the problems that arise from the mistakes we make. Question 4, when is another time role models might help us? Role models might help when we are dealing with stress, illness, or other misfortunes. Now, next exercise G, true or false. After determining if the sentence is false, you have to correct it and write the paragraph number in which it occurred. 1, a role model is sometimes the most successful person you know. This was mentioned in paragraph 2, which is true. 2, a teacher is usually our first role model. From paragraph 3, it's false. a parent, not teacher. 3. A young child can be a role model, which is in paragraph 5, and it is true. 4. A role model is supposed to do the right thing, which is in paragraph 6, and it is also true. 5. A role model never makes a mistake, from paragraph 7, and it's false. A role model sometimes makes mistakes. 6. We need role models only when we confront adversity, which is from paragraph 6, and it is false. We need role models in many different situations. 7. It's hard to find a role model, from paragraph 10, which is false. Role models are all around us. Finally, 8. You can be your own role model, from paragraph 5, which is true. Moving on. Page 10, exercise H. Complete the chart with 2 more people the AC identified as role models and what they can teach us. Now, skipping the example in 1, as you can see, the answer will vary because there are many examples, and the possible answers are as follows. Other family members. They can teach us how to manage our daily lives, how to show qualities we admire. A young child can be also a role model, and he can teach us how to continue in our struggles. Lawyers and doctors can also be role models. They can teach us or inspire others to pursue the same profession, how to become good leaders and members of society. Okay. Moving on to reading 2, Everyday Heroes. Everyday Heroes. First of all, let's take a look at the vocabulary section and then move on to the article. Now here, with a partner, read the bold word and the 3 definitions in each row. 2 of the definitions are similar and correct. A third is incorrect. Cross out the incorrect definition. So the incorrect definition, you have to cross it out. As you can see, for example, 1. Personify can be defined as be a good example of, or as see, represent. But B, change someone, is incorrect, so we cross it out. 2. Humanitarian, we cross out A, belonging to people. 3. Diverse, we cross out A, backward. 4. Cause, we cross out C, belief in something that isn't true. 5. Perceive, we cross out A, get from someone. 6. Phenomenon, we cross out B, someone or something difficult. 7. Empower, we cross out A, calm someone down. 8. Advocate, we cross out B, banker, which doesn't have to do anything with the right definitions. 9. Funding, we cross out A, money in a bank. 10. Exponential, we cross out C, bringing things together. 11. Humanity, we cross out B, sadness. And 12. Authenticity, we cross out A, quality of being easy to work with. Now going back to the article, Everyday Heroes. So what makes an everyday hero? Now let's take a look at paragraph 2. Some readers might perceive a contradiction in the phrase everyday heroes. Is heroism an everyday phenomenon? Can everyday people be heroes? What do you mean by the title Everyday Heroes? Many people think heroism is a quality received for an exceptional few, such as Peace Prize winners or famous leaders. These are heroes, but these heroes should be idealized and looked to for guidance, like the North Star, a moral compass, not a literal roadmap. So, if we move to the second question, in paragraph 3, do you think that we as a society do enough to recognize and reward heroism, thus to encourage it? Everyday heroes are standing beside you in the elevator and sitting across from you on the subway. They're your next door neighbors and your college roommates. They're teachers, doctors, lawyers, inventors, and orphans. There are quite heroes among us, ordinary men and women who have devoted themselves to uplifting the lives of others. So they are people who have devoted themselves to uplifting the lives of others. So what do you think we learn from reading the stories of these heroes? Out with charity, in with partnership. Today, there is a shift in the relationship between the giver and the receiver. The handout, giving people money, has been replaced by the handshake, which means making deals and partners. Today's nonprofit reforms are interested in creating meaningful equal partnerships to empower communities and individuals to raise themselves out of poverty. For example, Robert Egger founded DC Central Kitchen, which trains people for jobs, distributes meals, and supports local food systems. Now, it's humanitarian work. And Egger said a great nonprofit doesn't try to solve the problem, it tries to reveal the power we have as a community to solve the problem so we can help ourselves. So, you're never too young to be a humanitarian and an everyday hero. The growing group of young social entrepreneurs proves that experience is not necessary for leadership. Now, Rebecca Oni was a sophomore at Harvard when she founded Health Leads, which connects low-income families with the basic resources they need to be healthy. And Adam Brown founded Pencils of Promise when he was 25 with a modest $25 deposit. So you're never too old as well. Roy Prosterman of Landisa, now in his 70s, is the world's leading expert on democratic land reform and a fierce advocate for the right of the rural poor. Through Landisa, formerly known as the Rural Development Institute, he has helped secure land rights for more than 105 million families in 45 developing countries. Now, entrepreneurs are born, not made. I think that every entrepreneur I interviewed would agree this is true. Most have walked to the beat of their own drum since they took their first uncertain steps as toddlers and have never been satisfied in a conventional professional setting. So, from their youth, they wanted to help people. That's why it says they are born, not made. You can't rely on the kindness of strangers. Because of the growing number of nonprofits, it is harder to get funding. Today's social entrepreneurs realize that the surest way to survival is self-sustainability. Self-sustainability, which is the ability to raise enough money to pay for expenses without depending on donations. Now, go big or go home. Take a small idea and make it huge. The potential for exponential growth is practically a necessity for the new social entrepreneurs. For example, Jill Violet of Playworks, which has helped ensure safe recreational time for 130,000 kids in 300 schools in 23 cities across the US. True heroes never consider themselves heroes, which means they are humble. If I had $1 for every time one of these charitable leaders said to me, the true heroes are the bank, not me, for example, I'd be $50 richer or the writer means that they most of the time say that. They all possess a sense of humility and authenticity that I've come to realize is essential, important to the achievement of their vision. For example, Eugene Cho, the founder and president of One Day's Wages, found the courage to give up 1 year's wages in the name of service. One Day's Wages has raised more than $1 million and supports many projects around the world. How did you find these everyday heroes? There were thousands of worthy candidates who deserve to be recognized and celebrated. Now, how to choose just 50? With each hero story, there is yet another example of generosity all around us. There is no contribution too small or insignificant, whether you choose to show kindness to a loved one or a neighbor, to volunteer, to donate, or to build your own movement. Jill Violet summed it up best. Believing in the idea that everyone can be an everyday hero is essential, important to our future as a society. And it's the everydayness of it that's more important than the heroism, which means that normal people, like everyday people. Now, moving on to page 16, exercise D, true or false, then correct the false statement. Sentence 1, everyday heroes are ordinary people who help other people, is true. Sentence 2, the social entrepreneurs in the book all have the same goals, which is false. They have different, not same, different goals. Sentence 3, the nonprofits in the book are focused on giving away money, which is also false. They are focused on improving the lives of other people. Sentence 4, all nonprofits rely on people to donate money so that the business can continue, is false. Some nonprofits are self-sustaining. Sentence 5, at least one nonprofit leader believes that people need to help themselves, is true. And finally, sentence 6, the heroes in the book seem to be satisfied with helping a small number of people, is false. Many of the heroes are trying to help a lot of people. Moving on, next, exercise E. Complete the chart with information about the heroes from the article. The examples we mentioned. The first person is Roger Edgar. His business, DC Central Kitchen. And is he local, national, or international? He is local. The next person is Rebecca Oni. She is from Health Leads. What the business does, it connects low-income families with the basic resources they need to be healthy, and she is also local. Third, Adam Brown. His business, or he started Pencils of Promise. He is international. Next, we have Roy Posterman. His business is Landisa, and what it does, secure land rights for poor families. He is international. Next, Chuck Slaughter. He owns Living Goods, fights poverty and disease. He is international. Next, Jill Violet. She is also international. She is national. Finally, Eugene Cho improves education, delivers clean water, and ends poverty. And his business is international. Moving on to exercise F. Using the chart above, this one in exercise E, put the name of each hero in the column or columns that describes the focus of his or her company. As you can see, we have companies focused on education and training, companies focused on health and safety, and companies focused on legal health. First of all, education and training, we have Roger Egger, Adam Brown, and Eugene Cho. Then health and safety, We have also Roger Egger, Rebecca Oni, Chuck Slaughter, Jill Violet, and Eugene Cho. Finally, legal help, we have Roy Posterman. Moving on, page 18, exercise G. Answer the questions. Now, question 1. What does the author mean when she says it is precisely their ordinariness that makes them extraordinary from paragraph 3? As you can see, the answer will vary, and a possible answer is that she means that these people are special not because of some extraordinary talent, but because they are everyday people like me and you. Question 2. Using your own words, what is the main idea of paragraph 11? Since you have to use your own words, the answers will vary, and the possible answer is social entrepreneurs are naturally independent, willing to take risks, and willing to assume responsibilities. Finally, question 3. Can someone who doesn't fit the description in paragraph 11 still be a hero? Why or why not? Answers will vary, and the possible answer or answers include yes, they could, because there is more than one way to be a hero. Heroes don't have to be entrepreneurs. Or no, they can't, because in order to be recognized as a hero, a person has to do something different from what others are doing. Moving on to the vocabulary skill, using the dictionary. When you look up a word in the dictionary, you will find the definition and other information about the word and how it is used. Different dictionaries may include slightly different information, but they are generally organized in a similar way. Notice the different parts of this dictionary entry from the Oxford Advanced American Dictionary for Learners of English. For instance, the term is embody. As you can see, it gives us the pronunciation of the word, syllable division, how many syllables it has, synonyms, words with similar meanings, common collocations of the word, its part of speech, if it's a noun, a verb, etc., spelling of irregular word forms, multiple definitions and example sentences, and finally the formal usage of the word. So, here, look at the dictionary entry for mentality and check the information that this entry has. As you can see, if we look at mentality here, let's see, does it give us syllable division? Yes, check. Pronunciation? Check. Part of speech? Check. Spelling of irregular forms? No, it does not give us spelling of irregular forms for embody. Multiple definitions? No. Example sentences? Check. Formal usage? No. Synonyms? Check. Common collocations? Check. So this is the information given from the entry or the dictionary entry of the word mentality. Moving on, page 20, exercise B. Look at the dictionary entries, answer the question, then compare your answers with a partner. The first entry here is of the word confront. How many definitions does confront have? You can see they are numbered, 5 definitions. 2. What synonym is given for confront, word with similar meanings? Face up to. 3. What common expression is given that uses confront? Be confronted with something. Next entry is the word inherently. Question 4. What part of speech is inherently? It's an adjective and an adverb. Inherently. 5. What synonym is given for inherent? For inherent, we have intrinsic. And 6, what are the syllable division in inherently? Write the word and put a slash after each syllable. So we write it like this. It has 3 syllables. Inherent. Moving on to the next entry. Constrain. Question 7. In what form is constrain usually used? Passive. Question 8. How many example sentences are given for constrain? 3. Question 9. What words often follow constrain? It's to, the prepositions to or from. Final entry is achievement. Question 10. Where are the syllable divisions in achievement? Write the word and put a slash after each syllable. As you can see, it has 3 syllables. Achievement. 11. How many definitions does achievement have? It has 2 definitions. 12. What common collocation is given that uses achievement? It's sense of achievement. Okay, that's it for Unit 1 from Level 4. Thank you everyone for listening and good luck.